What is going on, Bears fans? We've got an insider who claims to know exactly who the Chicago Bears are going to choose. Let me know in the comment section who you think will be the next Chicago Bears head coach. I'm certainly fascinated to find out what your opinion is, and I think we all know who it is, but let's go check it out. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Top Chicago Bears insider reveals who they will hire as head coach. Now, 3 years ago in 2022, Jeff Hughes of the Bears blog went on the Irish Bears show to talk about the fate of Ryan Pace. He stated without a preamble that Chicago planned to fire the general manager and would seek a replacement. Hours later, Ryan Pace was gone. This was the first confirmation that Jeff Hughes had legitimate contacts inside the Chicago Bears organization. So he goes on the Irish Bears show this week again, and when he does, he makes it very, very simple that the 19th head coach of the Chicago Bears was going to be Ben Johnson. Okay, Ben Johnson is the hottest NFL mind right now, and if you agree that Johnson is the hottest NFL mind, make sure you leave a comment down below saying so. Chicago Bears seem to have this interest in Ben Johnson that's been going around for a while, leading to last year. There were a lot of rumblings that Ben Johnson only wanted to interview with the Chicago Bears. Now you might be asking yourself, is he a fan of the Chicago Bears? And I don't think the answer is yes. I think the answer is he's a big fan of Caleb Williams, and then once he saw Caleb Williams and the product on the field, he got super excited. Now, if you are not excited by your own quarterback, Caleb Williams, and what he brought to the table, then I think that in my mind, you're probably not thinking clearly, and you're biased because you don't like painted fingernails or some ridiculous childish reason that you have for not liking somebody who, as a quarterback, has been one of the better performing quarterbacks for the Bears in a long time. Now, that hasn't led to wins. So if you are one of the people who are in the win now baby category, hey, it's fair enough that you don't like some of the things that you've seen from Caleb Williams, but to pretend that you didn't like any of it or that there was no upgrade at the quarterback position is just nonsense, and it's just childish. But if you do, leave a comment down below and let me know. Am I wrong? Do you think that I'm wrong about this? I don't think that I'm wrong about it, but I don't know. If you think so, let me know. Anyway, there are now 20 candidates for the Chicago Bears coaching job, and here's the thing. The Bears you will not know who the selection is for the Chicago Bears. The longer this goes out, the more realistic it becomes that Ben Johnson is that guy, because if the Bears are not tipping their cap and they're not saying anything, then that means that they are focused on somebody who's still in the playoffs. So by process of elimination, if the Buffalo Bills go down, and suddenly we don't hire Joe Brady, then that means Joe Brady wasn't that guy. That means that somebody else was that guy, somebody still in the playoffs. Now, here's the bad part. The bad part is that teams are moving fast right now to fill position. The Raiders need to fill their position. Chicago Bears need to fill. Jacksonville needs to fill. We've got some positions open in the NFL, and one of them, the New England Patriots, has already been closed with Mike Vrabel. So if Mike Vrabel was our number 2 guy overall, if he was the one that we were looking at as the backup, he's already off the table. This creates a difficult situation for the Chicago Bears in that we don't want to be seen with quote-unquote egg on our face, because you guys know that these things might take a little bit of time, and when they do, viable candidates come off the board. I want to stress here, it wasn't too long ago that LeBron James left Cleveland, and when he left Cleveland, he waited until the end of free agency to announce his decision, and crippled the Cleveland Cavaliers franchise for years because he waited until the end, despite him saying, well, I told them to potentially move on. He was giving them a wink and a nod like they had a chance, when in fact they didn't have a chance. He was moving on, so he crippled that franchise. Well, if we do this and Ben Johnson at the end of this goes to the Raiders instead, then that will cripple this franchise, at least in this context, or it'll be another one of those moments where the Bears are like, yep, that figures, it happens to the Bears. And then the list of candidates Well, that Jaguars job would probably have been filled. That Raiders job might have been filled. It might be by Ben Johnson because Tom Brady seems to be really pushing to get Ben Johnson hired. So, when you zoom out, this is going to present itself as a difficult and complicated situation. Mike McCarthy is still out there, and a lot of people like Mike McCarthy. Look, I don't have a problem with Mike McCarthy. I just want Ben Johnson. I want the finest offensive mind of our time, and that time just being the last 2 years, not forever, but the finest offensive mind. I want to see him in Chicago. So is that too much to ask? We're going to find out very, very soon. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Ben Johnson is the number one selection? And are you excited that Ben Johnson could be that guy? And if so, predict the Bears record for next year. What do you think is going to happen here? How do you see this playing out? Leave a comment down below, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.